All right, welcome everybody. We are so excited that you are here. My name is Brianne Coolidge, and I'm with one of my besties, Alita, and we cannot wait to bring this opportunity meeting to y'all tonight and just give you a little bit of an insight of to what this looks like, why it's something that we are so obsessed with. There's no other way to say it than this is something that once you're on this side of it, you absolutely believe the hype. And I know when I wasn't on this side of it, I was like, oh, that's so cute that you're posting about your little pink drink and that you have to post and you've got to do all of this stuff. And then when you come to this side and you see what the products do for you and you see everything that this opportunity can be, from the products to the income to the community to the friendships. And Alita and I doing this together is exactly that. So I'm going to start off. I'm just going to go through a little bit of my story so that you know why we are here. If you guys have any questions, I want you to drop them in the chat. If you are already loving Plexus and you can relate to anything, please drop your stories in the chat too, because that was one of the things for me 10 years ago that really helped me see that this was something that not only I needed from the product standpoint, but also really helped build my belief that if I stayed consistent with the products and I did a couple of things consistently with sharing, that this opportunity could absolutely change everything for us. And it has. And there is no place else that I will be ever. I'm a lifer. I am here because I believe fully in who Plexus is from the top down. Our leaders, our executive team, the things that they do for us, we know them personally. If you've met them at conventions, you know that they know you by name. They know your kids. They do everything for us. And that is something that 1000% you're not going to find anyplace else. And so 10 years ago, I started very, very skeptically. I actually quit the products the very first time that I started them because I just didn't know what I was doing. It was kind of one of those I just ordered because somebody sent me the link and I felt bad if I didn't order. And so I ordered, not really thinking that they would do anything. And guess what? They didn't do anything because I didn't stay consistent with them. They just sat on the shelf. I didn't really take them. I turned off my subscription. And then 6 months later, I started really researching what we needed for our family. So I had three kiddos in 3 years. When we started Plexus, they were 2, 3, and 5. We were suffering from everything under the sun. It sounds like a disaster story when I look back on it now, even thinking that we were functioning in that capacity. But drop a 1 in the comments if you are a parent or you know somebody that is just going through the motions of every single day. I was waking up with migraines. My oldest daughter had anaphylactic allergies. She had over 50 intolerances by the time she was 5. I was diagnosed in a 3-year time span with rheumatoid arthritis, celiacs, lupus, and Hashimoto's. And in that same 3-year time span was when I had all 3 of my kids. So you can imagine my hormones were crazy. But guess what? I was told it was normal, that that's just the way that my life was going to be. And so if you can relate to that, just drop that in the chat. Like, I relate. I relate to being told that my body is just falling apart in some way, but we just think that that's what we have to do, right? That we're going to mask the symptoms, that we're just going to have to suck it up, and that we're going to have to go through life sitting on the sidelines. And so during that time, I was also a 6th grade math teacher. I live on a dairy farm in central Pennsylvania with my incredible husband. And I decided that I was going to step back from my teaching role, partly because of my health, but in a huge way, because my oldest daughter's allergies were getting so bad that I did not want to send her to a daycare setting because it was literally a life situation with her. And so we made the really hard decision to walk away from my teaching income, from all of our health insurance, because that's where it was at. And we didn't know what we were going to do. We just knew that we had to do it. And so I started selling. Anybody remember the, like, maybe you still have them in the house, the vinyl decals that you can buy off of like Etsy or Walmart or at Target. And so I love crafting, kind of the running joke in our friend group. Alita and I could not have been more polar opposites when we met with some of this stuff. The running joke, Meg knows this, Cheryl knows this. It's like I'll get my spreadsheets out. I'll have everything planned in the next 5 minutes. I love planning stuff. I love crafting and design. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to use my machine. I'm going to start an Etsy shop and I'm going to start sending crafty planner. That is me. I'm going to start selling decals on Etsy. And you know what? It worked. I was making about $1,500 extra a month. It was getting our family by with groceries and all of the things. But you know what I had to do every single night when the kids would go to bed, and in between every picking up of the toy, all of the things, it was crafting one more vinyl decal. It was filling one more order. It was dealing with people that were not really always happy that I was sending something out if it didn't work right for them or I sent the wrong color. It was lots of customer service. And I love people. And so that part of it didn't really bother me. But what I found was I was one person, right? I was exhausted at the end of every single day because I couldn't keep up with it. But in order to make more, I had to do more. And so I knew that that wasn't something that was sustainable. As my kids got older, I knew that it wasn't something that I could keep up with. And so Plexus entered. I came back to the products. We got consistent with them. But before I even really had my own testimony, I knew that my mom needed these products. She was going through a lot of her own health issues. She had been diagnosed with Lyme's disease, and it was undiagnosed for about 10 years before. So it was chronic by the time that it happened. If any of y'all have ever dealt with that, it is something that was absolutely wrecking her. My sister-in-law was going through postpartum, and I had another allergy mama friend. And so I didn't know what I was doing. Nobody really explained it to me. I was just like, I think I have a link. Maybe you should order from this and let's just do it together, because I didn't want to be one of those people that was like, 6 months down the road and was feeling amazing. And then my friends, because I knew that would happen if I just stayed consistent with it. And so I didn't want to be that person and have my friends like, wait, why didn't you tell me? And so I just started telling them. I'm going to be real honest with y'all. My view of network marketing was not great. Like I thought that it was like hopping from house to house, loading up all of my products and like doing a party, because that's what I grew up on, right? Like Pampered Chef, nothing against them, Princess House. It was like I thought that that's what we had to do. And then maybe I would make like 25 cents after I kept driving around to everybody and dropping off all of their stuff. I had no idea. And so, with those three people that had started with me, Plexus did all of the delivering for me. They shipped everything, which was a godsend after needing to do all of the mailing with my vinyl decal business. And so I opened up this email and it said, "You've got money." I'm like, well, that's cool. The very first month, I made over $300 with just those few people that ended up ordering with me. I was blown away. $300 for us then was helping to pay for groceries. It was helping to pay for the electric bill. I still get emotional thinking about this because I look back at that time and I think my husband never wavered. He was never like, you need to go get a job, you need to go do something. He just took all the stress and all the pressure of a family of five living on a dairy farming salary. And I don't know if y'all know much about the farming community. It is a lot of long, long hours. He was leaving at 3:30 in the morning, some mornings, most mornings, and getting back at 11 o'clock at night, sometimes when we were milking 3 times a day. It was not a lucrative job, but he always took it on for us. And so for me to be able to be home with our 3 children, be the one that was picking them up, dropping them off, taking them where they needed to be, and also being really present without needing to be up until midnight filling vinyl decal orders every single night. And as a math teacher, I was like, all right, I'm going to look at the compensation plan. It took me about 0.5 seconds to look at that compensation plan and think, if there are other people that are making 5 figures a month, I just want that to sink in for y'all. Like making 5 figures a month from their cell phone, the same device that you're probably watching this on right now, and they're doing it while they can be present. That's something that I'm willing to work for because I was willing to share products that were changing lives that everyone needs, right? We all need probiotics. And I could go geeked out science on you right now. I won't. But this is something that every single person, I've never met anybody without a gut, right? I've never met anybody that doesn't need glucose metabolism. There are so many things that we have that fully align, and all we have to do is share. The same way that if somebody walks up to you and they're like, "Hey, I'm hungry, where should I go?" We wouldn't like not tell them about it, right? We would tell them about the restaurant. We would tell them about our favorite coupon or where we got our favorite pair of jeans. This is even better because it's something that absolutely changes lives. And so it did not take us long, about 18 months. Our team from a very small town in central Pennsylvania. I grew up in a place that has no stoplights. And so I always have people that are like, but I don't know enough. My social media presence was not great. I complained on social media every single day about the stuff that we were going through. So if you think that you have to have social media presence or a big town to do this, you don't. In 18 months, we were what we call in Plexus an emerald team. It was making six figures a year. It absolutely drastically changed our world in every single way possible. And when that happens in Plexus and you hit what we call jewel status, our company is based out of Arizona. They fly us to Arizona for an exclusive training. And so when I went to that training, I walked into the hotel, and that's the first time that I met Alita. And I'm going to pass it over to her in just a second for her to share her story. But before I do that, I think that it's so, so important for y'all that are on here to know that Plexus truly is different with this. Alita and I are not on the same team. We actually are nowhere in the same family tree as each other. But that's what's so incredible about Plexus. When a company is done right in network marketing, we have teamed up with so much over the last 8 years since we met each other because there's no competition here. You literally, when one person rises, another person rises. We have complete pages filled with every single thing that you need to do this opportunity, with events, with graphics, with testimonies, with stories, with other people that are willing to come together to help you every single step of the way, because that's the way that Plexus was designed to work. And so I'm going to pass it over to my bestie Alita. She's going to share her story. And if you guys have any questions, keep dropping them in the chats because we'll answer them as she's going through. All right.
Yes. What's up, Bree? Look at us just over here hosting Zooms in different states from different teams and all the things. I literally am still, I was typing in the chat, like, it's shocking how many autoimmune issues that were going on and all the things. Like it still just shocks me. And if you see her before and afters, they're amazing. And just even knowing her for the 8 years has been like seeing the progress of the Plexus products and how they work and how her daughter is still living allergy free. I mean, it's truly amazing. So all of those things are just really, really incredible. And I love it. So my name is Alita. I have 10 children. Yes, go ahead and say, do you know what causes that? You're crazy. All the things. I heard it all. It's good. I just had our last baby 9 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, something like that. I've completely lost track of how old. You just don't keep track of those things anymore when you're on baby number 10. Okay. You're just like, whatever. So here's the deal. I started Plexus super skeptical. I didn't want to try them. I thought they're just for weight loss. I don't want to put chemicals in my body. I don't understand. I didn't understand what they did. So we heard from Bree that they absolutely work. So when I finally decided to say yes to my friend who kept messaging me, I was skeptical. So I really did join to be like, these don't work. But I fell in love with the ingredients that are all made in America, by the way. And that is we're a debt-free company. So it's debt-free, made in America. The products were amazing and they tasted good. Okay. I was into supplements before I started Plexus. And when I was trying to mix my own, they would like taste horrible. Okay. I'm like choking them down. This was so good. And we have so many different products that really help with different things, but also just taste delicious. Like I'm literally drinking one of our drinks right now, our active, um, that are safe. I have taken them through pregnancies, nursing. They're safe to take, they're clean, and they do everything for your body that it needs to balance you and make you feel your best. So, all that said, I start sharing kind of like Megan did. Yes, and I was fermenting all kinds of crazy things in my cupboards, trying to get good gut health. I start Plexus. I start feeling better within the first week. Like literally feeling so much better. I'd had four children in 6 years at that time, in 5 years actually, and just thought that was normal to feel that way. So, but what I'm anxious to get to here, and that's why I'm talking fast through the products, I'm anxious to get to my favorite part of Plexus. And that is this business opportunity. Because alongside this business opportunity comes helping people feel incredible, feeling their best, comes our personal health, our family's health, feeling great, and meeting people in a community of like-minded people who are here to be better. We just want to be better. We want to be great humans. We want to share the love and we want to just become the best possible us that we can. And so Plexus completely changed my life in this way. I had more energy, I was feeling better, and I was making a paycheck. My second month in Plexus, I made $1,000. Completely possible right now for you to make that $1,000 in 1 month if you want to. I was mind blown. Okay. You're talking about a stay-at-home mom who is farming. I literally was like, I've won the lottery. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but like, I'm taking everyone to dinner. Like, I felt like an absolute baller. It gave me confidence. It took this stay-at-home mom who was kind of stuck in the monotony of young motherhood and gave me some spark. It gave me some joy. It gave me some excitement. And I actually felt like driven again. I felt driven. I felt purposed. I felt ready to go. And so after that $1,000, I really started sharing. I decided that this is something that could really be something. And I started sharing. And about 8 months later, my husband would unexpectedly pass away. So I found myself widowed with four children, six and under, and no life insurance on a farm, wondering how in the world I was going to make ends meet at that time. And I just put everything into Plexus. I just decided I'm going all in. 4 months after that, I was earning six figures. And that's, in case you didn't know, that's like 10 grand a month. Okay. That's what I was first earning. And it's more and more and more now. But I remember earning that first $10,000 paycheck and thinking, whose life is this? I mean, drop in the comments if $10,000 a month would absolutely change your world. Okay. Now keep in mind, the $75 my first paycheck, the $1,000 my next paycheck, I was like, I was on top of the world. I had no skill set to do this. I had no reason that would make anybody think that, you know who's going to be amazing at this? Alita. But what I did have is I love people and I care and I wasn't afraid to tell people. I just made the decision that I was going to share this because like Bree said, I love that she said that, is you wouldn't not tell somebody something that works like just because you're making money off it, you wouldn't not tell them what color lipstick I'm wearing. I wouldn't be like, no, sorry, I can't tell you. I would tell you what color lipstick I'm wearing. Why are you feeling so good? What's going on? What's helping with your allergies? What's happening with balancing your blood sugars? How come you've lost your baby weight? How do you have so much energy, Alita, with 10 kids running a multi-million dollar business from home? Let me tell you my secret. Let me tell you what I've got going on. So, Plexus is completely an incredible opportunity that has never been a better time to jump in. Social media sharing, online sharing, social sharing, whatever you want to call it, influencers, all the things. It's everywhere. It's the rage and people are looking for different deals. They're looking for different, what are you using? Like I've gotten so many hacks off of online and social media people that it's like it's the best. I'm living my best life and bettering my life by being able to be on there and hearing from other people. And so being able to share with people that I went to high school with easily because I'm able to share online. That is one way that we can build this business. Another way you can build this business is having people over and sharing with them if you want to. But like Bree said, we don't carry inventory. So thank you, Jesus, for that, because that would be a hot mess and hilarious. But the main thing that we want you to hear tonight, and we're going to wrap it up and just respect your time tonight. But the thing that I would say is if you have been wanting more, if you just feel something, a small whisper just in your being that's just saying, I need more, there's something more for me, and you hopped on this call, you took the time to hop on and listen to this, I want you to be brave enough. This is what I always tell people when they say, what would you change? I would have said I would have been braver sooner. That's it. That's the only thing I'd change. I would have been braver sooner. I want you to be brave enough to ask any questions that you have. I want you to be brave enough to try the products that come with a 60-day money back guarantee. I want you to be brave enough to call your best friend, call your mom, call your cousin and say, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this out. Why don't you try it with me? And I want you to be brave enough to invest in yourself and your future. I want you to be brave enough to really think about you in 5 years and where you want to be in 5 years. And if nothing changes from today, then nothing changes. And that means in 5 years, you'll be exactly where you are now. If you want to make the best investment you have ever made, it will be doing this. It'll be investing in your health, be investing in your wealth. It'll be investing in leaving a legacy for your family and impacting so many people. People who come along and come alongside you and say, you can do this. The last time I was cheered on or applauded before I joined Plexus was my high school graduation. Ain't nobody cheering for you when you get toddlers to bed, which seems like a wrestling match, okay? Literally. And yet you come here and they're like, you got 3 people, you're amazing. And they're just dolling out hundies to you. They're celebrating you. And you're thinking, what life is this? We have a trip to Cancun right now that is available to you to earn for a trip for two that Dee Dee just earned. If you've earned the Cancun trip already, which is absolutely incredible if you've done this, would you just drop a little sunshine in the comments, let people know? And if you've hit the rank of silver and earned $300, if you're on here and you have done that at some point in your career, would you just drop a one in the comments so people know how amazing this is and how easy this is, that it's not something that's just shockingly hard to do? And I just want to invite you to get with who invited you and just be brave and ask the questions and just think to yourself, instead of thinking what the world teaches us, what if it doesn't work? My question to you tonight would be, what if this does work? What if this changes everything for you and your family? So thank you so much for being on here tonight. We appreciate you. We are so grateful that you took the time to be with us tonight. Bree, I love you, kid. Keep it real, Coolio. And we will see you guys another day.